Welcome to another episode of Jax Chats, joined by Crandall Maines of football today. Crandall, or can I call you Crandy? Crandy man? Any of that stuff work?
Anything that floats your boat.
Okay, well, we'll start it off.
All right.
Crandall, how long have you been playing football?
4 years now. 4 years.
Just 4 years?
Well, it was just 4 years at the college level.
Okay.
Then
When did you start?
Let me say I started tackle football in 3rd grade, so 13 years overall.
Okay, so you, our team, go ahead and get the youngsters involved in tackle football early then?
Yeah, you know, I'm a big proponent of teaching younger players skills. So I think if you're gonna play like a lesser contact version of football, so you're talking like flag football, like I'd encourage them to play skill positions like receiver, running back, quarterback, so they can become more dynamic as far as movement goes, hand-eye coordination. And then when they start playing tackle football, I'd say probably start them in like middle school. I think that's like a really good like spot to start them.
Did you ever play any skill positions, or were you always a lineman?
So when I was really young, I grew fast, so I was a lineman for the first couple years.
Okay.
But then when I got to middle school, I actually got coordinated again. And so I was like a halfback and like a linebacker in middle school. And then I went back to D-line. Like, line has always followed me. I can't get away from it.
You score any touchdowns?
I did score a couple touchdowns. And I've only scored one in my line career, but I scored a few touchdowns when I was running back as well.
What's your favorite part about playing on the defensive line?
My favorite part about playing on the defensive line is that you can just be as mean and as nasty as you want, and you never have to justify yourself. It's great.
It is kind of a nice little outlet like that, right? You're supposed to be
phenomenal.
You're supposed to be physical and hit, I mean you're being asked to hit guys, right?
Exactly, yeah. It's the only like my high school coach said once. He said football is the only legal version of warfare, and so you can just go out and you're like, hey, I'm just gonna run my face right through this guy, and I'm gonna be praised for it. It's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be great. And so that's the best part about playing D-line. It's a very physical position.
Well, here we're walking through the beautiful campus of JU. What about this school stands out to you? What's your favorite part?
So the coolest thing about this school is that you have this like small like knit community. So I'm friends with not only football players, but I'm an engineering major, so I'm friends with the engineers. I'm friends with other sports and other people in different fraternities. It's not as separated as it would be at like a bigger school because there's like just less people, so you interact with some like different populations of people more. And then also like since JU like strives to have the best of everything, like you never go without. You always have like a nice campus. It's a beautiful campus. It's right here on the St. John's. And just it's aesthetically very pleasing as well. So that's why. Those are a few of the reasons I like it here.
So engineering, what do you plan to do with that?
Man, you know, I don't know. Been looking around for a couple jobs after football, assuming I don't go to the NFL. But I've been looking at a couple engineering firms, and I'm not quite sure yet. I definitely like to work in design for a few years and then maybe get into management. But that's a nice thing about engineering is it's very broad, and so as you do it, you have some options as you go forward.
What drew you to that type of a focus academically?
To be completely honest, football and engineering have always kind of been intertwined with me. So when I was in high school, I wanted to play for this particular high school, and they had an engineering program there, and I was trying to get out of zone, and I said, hey, I'll try out engineering. That seems kind of interesting. So I could also go there and play football. I went there and I loved it, and then I came here, and I get some of my academic money from engineering, and so it's football and engineering have always been kind of intertwined throughout my entire career.
What has been your favorite memory football related here at JU so far?
Football related. So this actually goes back to my sophomore year playing football. We went to Campbell. Campbell was going to be a scholarship program the next year. So they had a bunch of dudes from FBS programs, big dudes. Like I look pretty big in everyday life, but like on the football field, especially next to those guys, I was little. And we went out there trailing the whole game, came back. Our quarterback at the time, Rylan Wells, basically just took the game into his hands, tied us up, went into triple overtime, and ended up winning it because Iman Smith came around for a sack that I would like to point out I set up because they had a scrambling quarterback. That's right. I had a scrambling quarterback and I had contain, and I made the strategic decision to contain him instead of just getting a sack because he probably would have shook me. And so he came from the back, got the sack, won the game. It was a great moment. I think it was like their homecoming too, so there were a bunch of people there. It was a great memory, one of my favorites here at JU.
All right, we're coming to the end here, Crandall. What about, we kind of got into what makes JU special. Do you have a place on this campus that's kind of your safe spot where you get away, maybe you feel your solace?
So my favorite spot on campus, and I actually get poked fun of because I love this place so much, is right over there is the Starbucks. I have a little corner of that Starbucks I sit I do homework, and it's great because you got the music in the background, so it kind of like focuses you. But you also have the foot traffic, so you're seeing friends and stuff. So when you're doing homework, it's always an enjoyable experience because you have people that you enjoy around you and a nice little environment to be in.
Well, a little free advertising there for Starbucks to conclude this, but
I'll give it to them. They make a great coffee shop.
It has been fun, Crandall. So thanks so much for joining us here.
Scott,
Jax Chats. That's Crandall Maines. He plays football, and we are done with another episode of Jax Chats.